true.
We were almost forced to quit when we quit coke, though.
Yeah.
Like, we had no choice after our guy went to jail because, I mean, there was just nothing as good.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. And then also, like, we just had, like, real life responsibilities at the same time. Like, you were moving out on your own. And
that encouraged me to do more blow. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Well, and then I was starting, like, my first full-time job around that time. So, yeah, like, I don't know. For me, it just kind of, like, yeah, I mean, a combination of the plug went to jail and then...
You mentioned, you're like, yeah, I was starting my full-time job around that time, but also, like, you used to do coke at work.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first started that job and I was, like, part-time, yeah, I would use it to help me through the overnight shifts and stuff.
How would you do coke at work? Like, were you doing it
I do it in the
desk
bathroom. And the worst part is I didn't even know we had an employee bathroom. Which is just a single person bathroom. You can lock the door behind you.
And this is at AMC when you're working.
Yeah, the dream for a coke addict. I didn't even know we had that. So I went into the
Was the employee bathroom one of those like private ones where you lock the door and it's like a whole toilet and like...
Yep.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, that's coke heaven.
Yeah, and there's a sink in there, like a mirror, like, yeah.
Wow.
A nice counter. Like, I don't know.
Groom yourself after you fucking rail a slope?
Yep. And instead, I just went into the stall in the public bathroom. Like, there'd be people taking a shit next to me, and I'm just, like, chopping up lines on my cell phone. Like,
you're inhaling dookie fumes the whole time with your line.
Right. And then I'd have it, like, you know, that little pocket in your jeans that, like, nobody puts anything in, you know, in the top right pant pocket. I'd have, like, a little bag that, like, was pretty much usually empty, but it had residue, so I could just, like, slip my finger in and gum shit when I was at work, like, just in the middle of, you know, just be working and start gumming.
You know, I think one of the most interesting things about this conversation is we each took our notes on why we remember these drugs the most fondly out of everything we used to do. And so far, everything you've said has been kind of a negative. Like, yo, I really remember coke fondly because I punched my fucking fridge when I was coke raging.
Oh, yeah, that I don't remember fondly, no.
And then I used to do it in the public stall at work when I was inhaling dookie fumes.
Well, that is much as, like,
really,
that one, honestly, like, was kind of fun.
I mean, is there anything you look back on from our coke days or your coke days where you're like, wow, that was really a good memory?
I don't know, just, like, social interaction was way more fun. You know, like going to a party with coke involved was a way different story than going to just a regular party, you know?
I think it was less the social interaction and more the coke enhances whatever you're doing. That's like the dopamine in our brain was just overloading. We were just loving. And I think being sober from it for as many years as I have been now, that's one of the hardest things about quitting blow. It really... At least for me, it really affects your like almost reward system in your brain. Did it do that to you?
Yeah. I think like perhaps honestly for me, I think it fucked with like my libido maybe. Like
you weren't trying to hit no more?
Yeah, I think it might have fucked with my sex drive a little bit. Like,
why do you say that? Like, were any relationships impacted? Or
yeah, there was 2 girls I dated where I had like pretty much just straight up like erectile dysfunction with them. Like I remember you telling me about this. I almost one time.
Went
like I think I actually went to a doctor about it.
But it was with Julie, which was more understandable. Like that was like okay, I thought she was hot. And then also with Rachel too. So you know. Yeah, no, it was a problem where basically, yeah, like, and it wasn't really a problem if I was like, if I had coke, it wasn't really an issue, you know? Would you tell these girls the truth? Like, would you be like, sorry, I just haven't done enough blow, you're not like, hot?
Exactly, yeah, like, no, I mean, because they would get really upset, you know, when it's, you know.
Well, that's gotta hurt, dude. I mean, imagine as a woman.
Right.
Like.
Yeah.
You pull up to some dude's house and he's just like, yo, you look like shit, bitch. Like,
well,
I'm not even...
So, yeah, I mean, it was really hard to explain because, yeah, these girls,
they probably aren't buying it. They're probably thinking like, oh, I must not look good.
When you're
and
18,
like they're all in their head about
erectile dysfunction's not a thing, right? So
pretty
like,
much,
these girls,
yeah.
they just think they're not like that. I don't find them attractive was pretty much their reaction every time, and I had to sit there and explain to them, naked, like yo. It's not you.
I'm not soft because I hate you. I'm soft because my coke plug is charging too much and I'm out of money.
And my blood vessels are fried. You know, like, it's not you. So yeah, that was an issue. I mean, I think like at least the erectile dysfunction thing, I think is not really a problem. But yeah, I don't really like. I mean, I feel like my sex drive is still pretty fried. Yeah.
I don't think I had that issue as much, though. No. I feel like coke had the opposite effect, dude. I turned into like a rabid animal, dude. Like there was girls that I hooked up with when I was doing blow that like, with the utmost respect to them, they're beautiful women and every man has a type. I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole in my current condition, you know? I mean, you remember the girl that stole my gun back in the day? She had a hairy back. You know, I'm not into that.
No,
I'm not into that. You know, but it never affected my libido. Is that how you say that? Libido. Yes, that's how you say that. It never impacted me in that way. Do you think it's just like the reward system in your brain? Like, what do you like? Because also that it's interesting you bring that up because now I think about it, you haven't even had a girlfriend since
we
our
quit
coke phase.
Yeah, no, I have not been interested.
Are you just asexual now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Like damn near. Yeah, I mean, I still like find girls attractive, but like I also find it
in a
like,
mediocre
not worth
way.
it. Like no, just like I don't know. Like to me, that's just like you gotta spend money on dates, and then also like. Having a girlfriend is work, you know? Like, I'd rather just, I don't know, play Counter-Strike.
What the hell, dude? Sorry, guys. There's people getting pegged in our fucking building right
vicinity,
now. Yeah. In the general vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because now that you mention that, though, I mean, you literally haven't had a girlfriend since our coke phase.
Yeah. And like...
Can we put out like a some sort of like wanted poster? Like, yo, hoes, hit
like,
Kyle.
Because there have been girls like that have like I've like I've met like different girls that like I know were totally into me.
I've tried to alley-oop you once or twice.
I just not that interested. So like
why though? Like you just not even bad. Like you don't even like you see an attractive girl and you just don't even feel it in you. I mean, sometimes it's like in my head, like logically sitting here right now in my brain, I'm like, man, if like some fine shit walked past and she was into me right now, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm recording the Gobcast. If I was single and she walked in here right now, that wouldn't be what happened, you know? But with you, it would be.
Yeah.
Why though? Like you just don't feel any sort of the cocaine you think is to blame for that?
Perhaps. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
I mean, are you going to try anytime soon to like put yourself out there and just get some ladies in your life?
No, not like.
Why though?
I'm just not interested. Like, I don't know. I don't really get like lonely or anything. Like, I don't know.
Imagine a big, beautiful queen.
Yeah.
Of whatever ethnicity you like.
Like
you could choose.
I don't know. I've had plenty of relationships in the past. I know the things that go on in a relationship. I don't miss 90% of it, you know? Like I don't miss having a face full of hair when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Sure, but I will say
sleep all the time.
I feel like the last time you dated was when we were like teenagers. And adult relationships are very different than that. Like, it's like shorty will have a job. She's not going to do all your drugs for free. And if she does, as an adult, you can kick her out of your apartment. Yeah. You could say goodbye, you know? I think you need to dip your toes back in the water. I think you should make a Tinder account now that we're out here. You know how easy it would be, dude? You could be like, yo, I host this podcast. Look how many subs we have. Dude, there's probably 250 women that might all have chlamydia that would line up and let you hit. You know?
Yeah.
Because this is LA.
Yeah.
You should take them up on that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know. But, you know, kind of going back to our topic, because I don't know how we got sidetracked to that. But talking about the that we remember the most fondly, I kind of am in the same boat as you, where my answer is also Coke. And I have a lot of, you know, it's tough for me because, like, Coke is a drug that I hate and love the most. I hate it the most because I love it the most.
Yeah.
And I love it the most because it gives me the kind of high that I look for when I do.
Yes.
As much as I took a ton of, as much as I did a bunch of K-hole myself and made myself retarded off whatever I could get my hands on, I don't really like that kind of high.
Yeah.
The problem is the clear-headed highs that aren't meth are expensive.
They just feel good. They make you, you know, like the go fast feeling.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think I realized that I love that kind of high as much until I started getting into doing blow.
Right.
You know, it was like the first time in my life I had disposable income. Prior to that, when we were still in high school, we would do Coke as like a special occasion. It's like when your mom pulls out sparkling wine for Christmas dinner. You know, it's like, oh shit. Like, it's really special. But we could never afford to do blow regularly until I remember it was like the perfect storm. I had gone through a breakup. I had broken up with that chick who we don't even need to name. You met her a bunch of times. She used to come over.
Bitey?
No,
Her?
it was before that. It was the chick from Florida. Remember? You hated her.
Yeah.
You didn't like her at all for some reason. You guys didn't get along. It was really awkward.
She was very rude, I thought. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Big titties. You know?
Okay.
So I you know, her and I were dating at the time, and we had broken up in like May of that year, 2019. And leading up to that, I had been doing blow occasionally with a couple of my friends, specifically one of my friends named Tom, who at the time we were very good friends. And once we had broken up, me and this girl, I went into overdrive. You know, everyone deals with breakups differently. Some people, they get sad about it. Me, I would just get really fucked up. So there was no time to get sad about it because I can't feel any of my limbs, you know, and my heart is palpitating. That's how I like to be. So I started doing a ton of blow, and it was the perfect time because also around that same time, I had started making money off YouTube. And you probably remember this. I used to, on the 21st of every month, that's YouTube payday, I used to go to the bank and I would take all my money that I just got paid that day and I'd pull it all out in cash. And I would come to your house. I had a very specific regimen. I would come to your house. We would link up because obviously we were about to go buy whatever we wanted. I would come to your house, and before that, I would spread out all my money and I'd take a picture for Snapchat.
Yeah.
And I put it on my Snapchat story. It would be like $2,000. It would be like... Which anywhere from like $1,000 to $2,000, which to us at the time, you have to understand, like, motherfucker, I just won the lotto.
You'd always be wearing like your drippiest outfit at the time too.
I put on my finest attire. Yeah, I put on my finest attire, dude. Which was, I mean, it wasn't really super fine attire. I would put on like a polo shirt.
And like a Supreme beanie.
Yeah, and that red Supreme beanie that I bought from Bobby for like $20. And it was for sure fake. Like 1,000,000% it was not cool real. It was not fucking real.
It's okay.
But I used to pull out all my money, come to Kyle's house, take a picture, and then immediately we'd go to Blow Man and spend all that fucking money every month. A little bit on weed. As the summer went on, as it got through June and then July and then August and then September of that year, the weed became less and less, and we started buying more and more Blow. And I remember during that summer, probably one of my favorite things, like when I look back on my blow phase, and I'm like, despite all the panic attacks and all the heart palpitations I had and all the terrible times of me staying up for days straight, hearing voices and cold sweating, was one of my favorite memories. And one that comes to mind is, do you remember that girl that flew out from New York City to come hang out with me. She was a girl that I've been like
at the time. Projectile vomiter.
I was taught, yes, the puker.
Yeah.
I was talking to her online for a little bit. She was like down to fly out and come to Chicago and hang out or whatever. And I was like, bet, come through. She was like, oh, I'm staying with my friend. She goes to school in Chicago. I think she went to like Loyola or some shit. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to crash the dorm room, but like, I'll come hang out. Like, let's meet up. And I remember she got an Uber with her friend and came through to our boy Sean's house, who's I refer to him as Sam in a lot of my videos. That's his like story nickname. And me and you were there. We were already fucked up. This girl comes through with her friend. They get upstairs. Mind you, like, I've been talking to this girl. It was one of those things where, like, it was like testing the water. Like, us meeting was like, okay, like, are we going to go get up to no good later? Or, like, am I never going to speak to you again? And I never spoke to her again. Because that night, I remember we had a bottle of Ciroc. I think it was Ciroc Apple.
I do remember correctly. That. Yeah.
And I was on Instagram Live with like 50 viewers. No, I guarantee nobody watching this remembers this live.
I think we had a couple bottles.
I was on Instagram Live. Phil was behind me. And when she brought her friend through, the whole premise of this night was like, yo, Phil, like, I'm talking to her already or whatever, but her friend, she said, is single, and like, Phil was still a virgin at that point. Yep. And we were like 20. Yep. No, how old were we at that point? Phil was a year older than us. So Phil was probably like 22.
Yeah.
He was still a virgin, which, like, that's okay. Listen, all you 22-year-old virgins out there watching, Phil eventually went to a tuggy spot and took care of that. You could do the same fucking thing. So it's no problem. But Phil was still a virgin. So we were, at this stage, all of us were trying to wingman for him every time. It's like, if there was ever a single girl at the function, Phil was first up to bat.
Yep.
Because we just wanted to see him win, dude. Yeah. We needed to see Phil fuck, like, so bad. I don't need to physically see him fuck, but like, I just need to know in the back of my head, wow, Phil conquered his demons, dude. He's not a virgin anymore.
Yeah.
Because he was trying, he was trying for a while. And he was picky is the other problem. Like, I remember Alexis, we won't say her last name, was really interested in him, but Alexis was interested in anybody who had at least $10, so that wasn't saying much. And Phil said no to that. Which in Phil's position I wouldn't have. But this girl and her friend come over. They're, kind of meeting my friend group. Sean is there. My friend Phil is there. You're there. I'm there. A couple other random people were there. It was like we were pretty deep in Sean's apartment that night. As the night progressed, we're drinking Ciroc. We're drinking shots. We're doing a bunch of blow. This girl who flew out from New York to meet me, my friend, we'll call her fucking, I don't know. What are we going to call her for the sake of the story? Did I already say her name or no? Did I already say her name or no? Yeah. Did I?
No, Alexis?
That was a different girl. That was a different girl. All right, no, now we're getting lost in it. So either way,
Ashley.
So my friend who had flown out from New York to see me, who brought her friend through, we're all doing lines with drinking, and eventually, I remember she said to me, she looked at me, she was like, I'm kind of nauseous. And she just like casually said it. I was like, oh, bathroom's right over there, no problem. And she went to the bathroom. Like, she actually went and like threw up, and I remember her friend went in there and was like with her, like they're doing their thing. It's like, oh, she's not feeling good. She comes back out of the bathroom. We're all chilling. She's standing. So imagine this, guys. I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. The kitchen is right here where my left hand is, right? So the kitchen is right here. And then there's this dividing countertop, almost like a bar top, separating the kitchen from the dining room, which is right here. So imagine like where my thumb is raised is like where the countertop is. And then there's the kitchen right here, dining room right here. Now, this girl is standing in the dining room, and she apparently did not take care of her business enough in the bathroom, because she looks over the countertop and vomits in a straight projectile line.
Just a rainbow.
Over, or shaped like a rainbow, over the countertop, straight onto the floor of the kitchen, all over the kitchen, while people are standing there. I remember Sean was like standing in the kitchen, and she's yakking on his
somebody feet. Was able actually to move the garbage can just enough.
We did eventually.
I think she was actually some of it hit vomiting straight into the garbage can from another room.
Some of it, but we did cleaning. We cleaned.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we did clean.
Unbelievable.
So
yeah,
she got sick as fuck. And immediately I'm figuring like, oh, I'm going to have to call an Uber for this girl. She's like, I think I just need Wendy's. She's like, I think I just need a Dave single. Like, I just need Wendy's. That's the only, and her friend is like, yeah, like she really likes Wendy's. Like, we'll fucking go to Wendy's. Like, let's just go to Wendy's. Like, I swear, just get her Dave single, get her the combo. Like, it's going to be fine. We get in my car. I'm so fucked out of my mind. I'm so drunk, dude. I'm in the Cadillac, that car that leaked water on everybody who was sitting in the passenger seat. We jump in my Cadillac. I'm drunk as fuck. I did a bunch of blow before we left, so I'm geeked up. We drive up to Wendy's, which is actually the Wendy's I drove to when I got my DUI, the same one. Lots of lore at that Wendy's.
Yeah.
And go through the drive-thru, get her food. She does not eat a single bite. She does not eat a single bite. The whole time, her and a friend, I swear she just eats Wendy's. Bro, you don't understand. She really fucking likes Wendy's. Like, if you just get her a David single, with a medium fry and a Coke, like her tummy won't hurt anymore. And I'm, here I am, my dumb ass. I'm like, I've been talking to this girl for a few months. I'm like, hey, all right, dude, maybe if I do this tonight, tomorrow she'll wake up and be like, yo, like, I remember you got me Wendy's last night. You should come hit, and that was my dream. So I was like, all right, like, yeah, we're going to Wendy's. Got back. Wendy's obviously did not help. She spends the rest of the night sick. I remember she almost fell down the stairs because Sean's apartment was on a second story. It was like the door was on the first story. You immediately open the door. It's just the biggest staircase you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like if you're a drunk fuck, it's like, yo, good luck getting up Sean's crib. So she eventually, unbeknownst to us, called an Uber, and we didn't know until like Uber was there. She's like, yeah, Uber's here. Gotta go. And she left. Her friend left that night. Never spoke to them again. I think it was a mixture of she was like ashamed of herself from puking. Like very ashamed. Like she didn't even want to speak about it any further. And B, I don't know if you remember this part. Her friend, despite our endless attempts trying to hook her up with our boy Phil, who was still a virgin, ended up hooking up with that other guy there.
Right.
Who I didn't like. I don't even remember why I didn't like him. I just had a problem with that.
Who was that guy?
I don't know. I don't remember, but there was like a stranger there.
I do remember
who her friend ended up hooking up with, and then they ended up hanging out with him that week. And like, I don't even remember there was like some issue with that guy where we were like, oh, they
he
hung out
always
with him,
ended
dude.
up hooking. I
would have never bought that bitch
was,
a Dave single. Like
that guy always ended up hooking up with girls that we did not like, and it was always.
What do you mean? I was the only time I ever met that guy. What do you mean?
No, I had met him another time. I'm having
this guy
trouble
must have fucked all Kyle's hoes, I guess. I don't know.
No. Specifically, just the ones that were like, I did not like them as people, but I didn't like him, so it was just kind of perfect. And I don't remember who he was.
Why didn't you? Are you like racist or something? Why didn't you like him?
No, I don't remember. I don't even remember who he was. I just remember like that. Yeah, he hooked up with the chick that night, and then there was also one other girl that maybe it was that like
this guy fucked multiple hoes that were in your vicinity, and you just didn't like it.
No, they were girls I didn't like, but he like was kind of a dude that was like
you were getting territorial about it.
No. It was good. It worked out perfect.
I'm so confused right now.
It was good. Just know that I liked him.
Wait, so you like that guy fucks a lot?
No, I liked. No, I don't know. I just like that dude.
I'm so lost, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so lost in your statement. Do you remember the time where we had drove to downtown Aurora to grab blow off our guy, which is highly unusual because normally he always delivered to us. And we drove to downtown Aurora in your fucking Subaru, the old wagon you had, from Brittany's house, drunk as fuck. I don't know if you were drunk, but I was wasted. Now I remember we went out there, we pulled in that driveway. We were sitting out there for like what felt like forever. It's probably like 10 minutes. Our guy came out, gave us the bag, and we sat in his driveway gumming a fuckload of it. Like a lot of it. I gummed too much. I was feeling tingly and like not good. Mm-hmm. And do you remember when you almost flipped your car turning down that fucking street?
Yeah, I wanted to drift it.
You thought you were capable of drifting a 1994 Subaru wagon.
Front wheel drive.
That was not, front wheel drive.
Yep.
That was not meant for drifting.
Yeah, I thought I was a real Ken Block that day.
You used to do that a lot, dude. I remember it was only when you would get really fucked up. We would be in a car that was just not meant for drifting. And you'd be like, yo.
I would do that a lot in my dad's car too, even when I was sober. I would try to drift his car.
The Chrysler?
Yep. Honestly, that one kind of worked out, surprisingly. Like, I don't really know how I didn't crash that one, but I didn't.
Well, when you would drift in those cars that you were insistent you could drift in, it was never like, oh, we're going to go to a parking lot and like, you know, drift. Like, we're going to do donuts like in a safe environment. It's like, yo, I'm on a main road and I'm too drunk to drive and the light's yellow and we're going to send it. Like, that was every day. When you said drift, like, I want to highlight, like, I don't want you thinking a professional race driver. I want you thinking drunk Kyle in the Subi wagon at a yellow light. You know, that's the drifting environment that we were in. And we ended up making it back home. Correct me if I'm wrong, dude. I feel like we had to like, you fucked up the drift so bad, we had to like get out of the car, didn't we?
I think we might have checked on it. Yeah,
we like pulled over and got out because you hit the median.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh my god, no! All right, no. The vision came to me.
Okay,
I'm gonna explain this all to you guys the same way I just did with my hands before. So, imagine we're coming up the road like this. So we're coming straight like this, and the road turns a sharp 90-degree right. And then kind of bends around this corner like this. So we're going this way, and then here's this sharp turn that actually bends like this. Kind of curves, right? Almost like half of a U, something like that. So we're coming up here. Kyle's geeked as fuck, can't feel his face. I'm geeked as fuck, can't feel my face. Kyle's like, dude, I think I can drift this front wheel drive wagon that barely turns on. And I was like, I sure agree with you. I really think you can, dude. I think that's actually one of the best ideas you've ever had, dude. You should go for it right now. So he as we're coming around this 90-degree corner, just sent it, bro. Does not slow down whatsoever. We go up on there's like a median splitting like the directions of traffic. Goes up on the median. I'm pretty sure we clipped a sign, bro. There was like a sign. I don't remember what there was a pole of something in the middle. Clip that motherfucker. I thought we had a flat or something. We ended up pulling over, tweaking dick, by the way. We're freshly gummed on the blow. I remember you were freaked out. You were like, dude, like, I can't fuck this car up. Like, my dad's going to kill me. Like, this is the family car, bro. Like, I can't fuck this up. And I, on the other hand, I was tweaking kind of like, what if the cops saw that?
Yeah.
On this pitch black road, no surrounding lights, no surrounding people. Like, yo, what if the cops saw that with a drone? You know, like, who fucking knows? We were tweaking out. We pulled over, checked it. Obviously, we're just coke paranoia is peaking. Get back in the whip, leave. You know what I think when I look back on fond drug memories, what I think it is about coke the most is like, it made stupid, insignificant shit feel significant.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the parts that, like, when I reminisce about this shit, I'm like, oh, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of other drugs that did that. Xans did the opposite. Xans made significant shit feel like nothing. Coke, it's like a trip to Walgreens just became an outing because I tried to fight the crackhead outside. I backed into someone's car on the way out of the lot, and then I almost flipped my shit drifting around a 90-degree angle.
Yep.
You know, like that's the power of blow right there. Now, next up on the question list, Michael wants to know, what's your favorite story of you and myself? Out of everything you think back on that we did together, what is, like, for any reason, your favorite story? It could be anything, even one we talked about a million times. Like, what's your most fond memory of us to think back to?
My favorite story, perhaps when we upped the blick on my sister's boyfriend. Remember?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Talk about?
We do, yeah. So we came back one day. I think we talked about this before. Maybe not on the show though. We came back to your house to smoke. We were out. I don't remember doing what.
We were doing blow.
Yeah, doing blow. I don't remember where or who with though. Like, we were obviously out doing blow. But we came back, and I remember we had parked in the street in front of your crib.
Yep.
And your sister's car, we parked right behind it. She was also in the street because your dad was using the driveway, and you know he needed it. So we had parked behind it, And we're looking in your sister's car, and there's hella movement. Like, it looks like someone is crawling around in the trunk of your sister's car.
Yep.
And we are coked the fuck up, and I have a gun in my fanny pack. And when I say I have a gun in my fanny pack, don't think like, oh, this is like some big, I got a Glock on me. Dude, I had a 22 caliber fucking revolver.
Yeah.
And I bought it because my coke plug was about to go to jail and needed money to pay his lawyer, and sold it to me for like $100, if I remember correctly, if even, with all the ammo. And I just asked no questions. I was just like, bet, fuck it. I'll take it. That gun got stolen from me, which ended up being a good thing. Pass that crime off to someone else. Mm-hmm. But, at the time I bought it, and I would just ride around with it like a dumbass all the time. No reason. Like, I could have shot Kyle in the fucking face with this thing and he would have survived. It was the most useless gun ever. But I had pulled up behind we had pulled up behind Kyle's sister's car. There's movement in the back. Kyle's like, dude, you see that? Like, I think someone's breaking into my sister's car. And I'm like, well, you want to shoot him dead? Like, fucking, you want to take care of that? So I remember I just handed you my fanny pack with the gun, and I was like, well, Kyle, whatever you want to do. We didn't go straight up to the car. We went back to the garage first, and we were talking about what we should do. Like, well, what do we do? Like, someone in your sister's car, Finally, I gave you the fucking fanny pack, and then you went out to your sister's car, and it was not an intruder.
No. Yeah, I went and I looked through the window because I was pretty freaking sure I saw things moving in the car.
Which we did, yeah.
Also wasn't 100% sure. I wasn't just tweaking, So I went and looked through the window again, and finally I see this this dude's face pop up. Not my sister. Whoa, So then I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, And then I see my sister also sit up, and I'm like, oh, I see what's going on here.
You caught your sister getting up to no good.
Yep, they crawl out of the car. I thought my sister was doing it for the first time. Just on the side of the road. And I was like, all right, well.
And as an older brother, you feel very bad about that.
Yeah, but also.
My sister's getting cracked in the trunk. I can't feel good.
Yeah. So, threatened dude was like, you better be safe. And
with a 22 caliber fucking revolver. So small. Dude, the palm of my hand is bigger than this gun.
Turns out,
least threatening. It's like, imagine a bunch of clowns jump out of a clown car and they're like, yo, we'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
That's like the equivalent.
It turns out that was her first kiss. So
we tainted her first kiss?
We did. Yeah.
I never knew that actually. I didn't know it was her first kiss.
She remembers it very fondly.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is her?
She
have
thought
you ever
I was
heard her
just
take?
out there standing up for her. So good, cool.
Wow,
yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the 22 revolver part where you pulled it on her new boyfriend?
That part I don't know.
He probably told her.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
He probably told her. I just can't imagine that kid's POV. It's like you have to sit there and be like, oh fuck, I'm really scared, but also this guy just pulled out this hilariously small gun and was like, yo, I'll fucking kill you. And it's just like...
And I was way bigger than him, too,
literal,
to begin
yeah,
with.
you would have actually done more damage with your fist than shooting him with that gun at that point. Just the most useless gun ever created.
For sure.
Who knows why that thing was ever manufactured. But I remember you came back to the garage and you gave me the fanny pack back and you're like, yeah, all good.
Yep.
All good.
Taken care of.
That was before the fanny pack got stolen.
Yep.
By you know who.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goblet.
That girl was fucked up because she came over to steal my gun, and she had a boyfriend at the time. She stole the gun to give to her boyfriend. She came over under the pretense of we're going to hook up. And instead of just stealing my gun and leaving, she had sex with me and then stole the gun and left when I was upstairs in my underwear getting water.
Yeah.
Just take the gun and leave, you whore. What do you well, you have a boyfriend. Surely she left that part out for her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She probably told his dumb ass, I just went in there, I just grabbed his gun real quick. I'm hitting raw. Meantime, way she goes.
Yeah.
Way she goes. Wow, dude, what a memory. I kind of forgot about that one. I'm glad she has that gun.